A Quiet Place. I'm reviewing this movie because in a couple weeks we are supposed to get a sequel to this movie, and I will probably be reviewing it when it comes out. That movie's been delayed a bunch, so who knows if it's actually going to stick to that release date. It seems like they're actually trying to. They have a window for how that releases on Paramount Plus. So I don't know. It seems like it's going to actually come out this time, but we don't know. So let me talk about my story with this movie. I did not see this in the theater. A lot of people talked about this movie, and by the time that I got to this movie, the talk had already been done. And I checked it out. I think somebody brought it to school, and I watched it, and I didn't care for it. Not to say this film is a terrible film or anything. It's okay. I don't think... I was hearing people say it's really scary. I was hearing people say it's really tense. It's so new, and it's different, and it isn't any of that. Now, I do applaud that this movie is directed by John Krasinski, who, is most famous for playing Jim in The Office. Good show, The American Office, that is. And he gives a good performance as the dad in this movie, and does a decent job at directing this movie. But I think this movie is just like a decent little thriller movie. It's not groundbreaking. People are like, ooh, it's so like... I guess it got a bunch of normal people to watch a movie with not a lot of dialogue. But it still isn't that great of a movie. It's decent. There are a couple times it got me with the intent, with the atmosphere it's trying to make here, but I think a lot of this movie is characters making stupid decisions. Like, a lot of the things that characters do in this movie does not make sense. And I get it, in horror movies you're supposed to have some kind of what's the word? Suspension of disbelief. You're not always supposed to look for the most logical scenario in horror movies, because that kind of genre has to have that kind of lenience to it, and I get that. But I think this movie, it just didn't grab me. And I think my main problem with this movie is my story. Is I didn't see it in the theater. So the sound and all that in this movie probably was amazing in a theater. But I didn't see it in a theater. I watched it at home. Or not at home, at school. And then I watched it at home when I rebought it for 4K, because I knew I was probably going to have to talk about the sequel at some point. And that's kind of what happened, is I saw this movie at home. I thought it was okay. And yeah, I think people need to calm down about this movie. It's not new and different. It's not that special of a movie. It's okay. It's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's okay. It's kind of I feel like we really have a problem now where every movie has to be a great movie or the worst thing ever. And there's not enough of this movie was okay. I don't feel like there's enough of that when I hear people talk about movies nowadays, and I think it's a real issue, because there are so many movies I watch and I'm sitting there going this is okay, but it became this is the greatest thing ever, and it's not. Let's calm down. Decent little thriller movie. The sequel looks pretty good. Might be better than this movie. I don't know. But yeah, that's A Quiet Place. So stay tuned for my reviews of Disney Plus content. I should have a review for Army of the Dead this Saturday, and then future reviews coming your way. So stay tuned for all that. Like, share, and subscribe, and do all that, and I'll see you guys next time.